right.
Yeah, because that'd be a good photos for our channel.
The airport museum gallery is closed for 1 hour. If you need taxi services, please call at this time. If you would like to visit our gift shop, we suggest you do so at this time. We will close the gallery in 1 hour.
You want to do this one?
Yeah,
Where do you want to stop at to park the bikes?
about right here.
Okay. I'll kind of point mine the other way, right at your front tire. It'll be a good video. Good photo there. Okay, Caleb's going to get a little bit of photos here so we can
Have some thumbnails for
thumbnails
videos.
for the videos. So Caleb takes care of that for me most of the time. He gets these thumbnails for us, so we're going to let him do that. And yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful to come down there and see this. I don't come down here enough. You know, like I said, I've only been inside the Air Force Museum a couple times, and Caleb says he gets in there like 2 or 3 times a year. Comes with his family, which is nice, and his grandparents. So, yeah, really cool. But we can't go on premises up there anyway. I am a CCW carrier, and I can't cross a certain place up there, so got to be real careful. But I'm sure on the weekend you'll see a lot more people down here. Now, we didn't see anybody here. I think we was here on Saturday, but it was raining on Saturday too, so we didn't get a chance to see anybody out here. But it's so peaceful and quiet, and up here is your main base. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is really known for more technology. And yeah, the base is huge. I mean, I can't remember how much square miles that we have up there. It's large. May not be the largest Air Force base, but it's well known for Air Force base. I've heard stories in the past where this base is actually on the hit list on a nuclear strike by foreign countries. I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that when I was even a child. So we're talking 50, 60 years ago. They talked about this as definitely on their hit list for any kind of nuclear warfare. So that's the kind of stuff we just got to be really careful with. Anyway, Caleb's finishing up some thumbnails here for us. Get them?
Yep. And I got some video for a short.
That's even better.
Yep.
So we got some thumbnails and some video.
Yeah.
Good. So anyway, I think we're going to stop the video right here. We're going to not do any more today. This is plenty.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a lot of footage today, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the different views of the bikes, the little bit of range, not a range test, but more of a comparison between the Zota Zephyr, which is a beautiful bike. I'm not saying it's not. It's a gorgeous bike. But I'll tell you, Ovia almost knocked it out of the park. Other than that back reflector instead of a taillight, they knocked it out of the park. This air shock on this bike is just incredible.
I'll say one thing. I think the Zota has tires, better tires.
Do you really?
Because they're Kinda tires. So
Okay.
more name brand tires.
You may
I'd
be
say.
right there. Where I think these are Chang, if I remember right. My other bike had, I'm trying to see who's the manufacturer. It doesn't say, it's just got the Zota emblem on these tires. I'm not sure who makes their tires. You can bet they're not Kinda though, because they would say Kinda on their tires.
The Zota has metal fenders,
Yes.
and I'd say it's easier to control off-road, which is the same comparing it to the Komoda, because the hardtail seems just easier to control off-road versus full suspension.
Makes sense.
But obviously there's the full suspension. It's more comfortable off-road if you're sitting down on the Ovia.
Yeah, we only have front suspension on the Zota here.
Yeah. And headlight, I prefer the handlebar position on the Ovia too. It's further forward and
Yes.
slightly higher.
Headlights, incredible. Old school.
Yep.
Very bright. We had it out the other night, and it was very bright. And it put out like a square pattern in front of you, and we're really happy with that. Now again, this has the folding pedals. You just got to pull in and fold that pedal. So that's a design change they had versus the Komoda. The Komoda actually you had to fold the whole pedal, and that's changed. A little bit about the bike again. It's got a 750 watt rear hub motor on it by Bafang. It's got a tourney derailleur here, and very peppy. I mean, as I mentioned earlier on this video, this thing's extremely peppy. It's got the torque just like the Cyrusher does. The Zota's got good torque as well, don't it?
Not as good though.
But not as good as the...
It has more speed, but the Ovia has more torque.
The Ovia's got more torque. That's what I thought too, riding it.
And then the Ovia has taller gear, so at higher speed you don't have to pedal as fast.
Yes, that's true. And besides that, the 52 volt 17 amp hour battery sits down in this down tube. It actually comes forward on this bike, where the Cyrusher, it was just the opposite. It came this way. Bigger battery for sure than what was on the Komoda. It's got a twist throttle just like the Komoda did, where the Zota has on the left side a twist throttle, twist throttle, where this one is on the right side.
Which I prefer the throttle on the Ovia.
You like it on the right side better?
Zota. Yep.
I think so.
And it's the hand twist throttle rather than the thumb throttle.
Some people like, I mean, our neighbor down the street likes this. He even bought an attachment to go over the twist throttle. He likes that better. I don't like the thumb throttle that much. Not as much as I like the twist throttle. There's a difference there. But as far as comfort, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, with this air shock on the back of this thing, it's incredibly comfortable. Now it does come with a rack. This came with a bike. I actually purchased a bike bag from Rock Brothers. I'll put all this down in the description box if I can remember to do that. It does have a place for a cup holder, which I put here. And other than that, everything sits down here below the pedals as far as your controller and all your wiring. Where the Komoda, it actually sit down inside the down tube, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Where this one's a little different. And other than that, I purchased this mirror to go on here. That's different. The screen display, I forgot to show you that. It's, I don't know if you can see it with the reflection, but it's a, I mean, we've probably come, what, about 9 miles here, you think, Caleb?
Actually, the Zota should say.
Yeah, you got it on yours.
I'll turn it on real quick. 8.9 miles.
That's what I figured. Can you look at this, because I can't see it with the reflection. Can you tell me how many percentage we have left?
96%.
We're still at 96% on this,
which
Ovia.
Something I've found is the lower the percentage, the faster it starts to go down.
Good point.
It's not horribly fast, but it's like slightly faster. You'll notice between 180% is slower than between 80 and 60%.
I think you're right. I think it has a lot to do with it on battery degradation, don't it?
Yeah.
So that's, Caleb had a valid point there. The fender design on this one is different too than the Komoda. I want to show you this real quick. On the Komoda, they do not have this wire that's tied into the front fender. This one actually mounts into the front suspension, where the Komoda does not have that. It doesn't have anything. It just goes into ties into the fork, I believe. And this one sits lower. And as Caleb mentioned, when it's raining, you don't get wet with this one like you do the Komoda.
Yeah.
And the Komoda, you don't get too wet either. And it's a lot like on this Zota. It's very well designed too, where you're not going to get much splash coming up on that tire, or coming up on you off the tire itself. But yeah, if you guys got any comments or anything else you want to know about the Ovia, I am highly impressed with the performance of the Ovia. Cyrusher again knocked it out of the park, other than this reflector they put on here, which I don't like, but we went ahead and put on a aftermarket kind of tail light on it. And this is my cup holder that I purchased to put on here, and like I said, a little cup holder. I like those mounting points on that. Does not have that on the Zota, but they got a different design on the frame itself, obviously. But this here also is a folding bike. There's pros and cons on that too.
Yeah.
What do you like about the folding bike?
Well, I mean, you can transport it better storage.
Okay.
I mean, that's most of what you're getting out of it.
That's about all the difference.
If you live in the city, it'll be easier to store it.
You have to go upstairs.
If you need to put it in your car, you can put it in your car pretty easily.
Like we did when we took it
I mean,
on a road trip.
If you think about it, you aren't really going to fit the Ovia in a small car or something.
No.
Like, if you get a small hatchback or something.
Yeah, you'd need a little bigger or a pickup truck to carry this Ovia.
But you could fold the Zota down.
Yeah.
And it's probably, I don't know, 3 feet long, 4 feet long.
Yeah, I think that's about right once you fold it.
About 1.6 feet wide. And
yeah.
That's about it.
So it's very compact to travel with for sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with this bike whatsoever. It's got the lockout on your front suspension as well, where you can adjust it, as you can see. And again, I put this little bar on here as an add-on. So again, I'm going to try to remember to put all that in the description box, but we're going to go ahead and sign off now. But I just wanted to show and a little bit about the Ovia, where he's still got to do the range review. I'm going to wait till I get